How am I gonna get in these? What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Fred's Full Throttle. Each week I'm going to take you with me on my adventures into the world of cars. Today we're going to be talking about tires. Let's get right into it. Oh. Whoa. That's as far as I can go. I'm stuck. For this video, I'm going to talk about tires, specifically tires for the C7 Grand Sport. It's come that time where I need to buy new tires, and I figured I'd do a video about it, talk over a few of the things about the tires, and share my experience. So when the C7 Corvette first came out, it had very wide tires, generally wider than most other sports cars on the road. To give you an idea, and I'll just grab my laptop for a second, so a C7 Z51 had 245 millimeter rear tires, so that's how wide they are, and 285s in the back. Now I actually happen to have a 285 right here. This is a Michelin Pilot Super Sport tire. It's designed for a mix of on-road as well as on-track stuff. It's not as aggressive as a Cup 2 or a Slick, but it's aggressive enough that you can get a lot of fun, a lot of traction on the track. But this is a 285, so what does that mean? Well, you can see how wide it is. So this is the width of the rear tire of a C7 Z51, or I believe also the base model. That's a pretty wide rear tire. All of this is giving you that traction so you can go really fast on the track and hang on to those corners and pull a lot of G-forces. Now, one of the things about my car, which is a C7 Grand Sport, that I've always liked is how wide the tires are. So there's a little bit of a twist here. This is actually the front tire for a C7 Grand Sport, or a Z06. That's pretty wide for a front tire. So you might be thinking, how wide is the back tire on the Grand Sport? And that is a 335. That is much wider than this. So let me show you. So this is a 335. Are you ready? Look at how wide that is. That is a super, super wide tire. Now, certainly there are cars with wider tires. The original Dodge Viper, I believe, had 355s. Lamborghini Countach had somewhere in that 340, 350 range. But as far as a relatively affordable, high-performance car with loads of grip, this is about as wide as you can go and actually see somewhat common on normal roads. This is a wide tire. This is 14 inches from here to here. Now, you might do the math, and 335 millimeters is actually 13.18 inches. But that distance is measured from where the tire actually touches the rim. This actually bows out slightly from that. So if you measure directly from the furthest out edge on both, it's actually 14.1 inches. That's a pretty big tire. I can show you. Right here is the 14-inch mark. And this is flush. Yeah, it's like 14 and an eighth, 14 and a quarter. So that's a pretty wide tire. So I needed to buy new tires for the Corvette. And so one of the big things was I wanted the tires put on the car correctly. I wanted to order the same thing that it came with from the factory. So I called up McMulkin Chevrolet, that's where I bought the car, and I said, hey, I want to buy some new tires. Here's what I'm looking for. And they said, okay, sure, we can do that. It's about $2,500 for the set. A little on the pricey side. But more importantly, they said, oh, it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks till you can get the tires. And that's our best estimate. We don't know. There's people ahead of you in line. It might take longer. And so I asked them, I said, can I go and, if I can source a set of these tires, will you do the install, but I buy them somewhere else? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I went online. I did some searching. I went to TireRack.com. Not sponsored, not affiliated. Didn't get these with any discount whatsoever. And I was able to buy all of these tires for just under $2,000, about $1,980. So I saved about $500 just on the tires, not with the install or anything, just on the tires themselves, and I had them at my house in 6 days. The rears actually showed up first. I got those in 4 days, and then it was 2 more days. I got the fronts. Whole thing was free shipping. So I'm just a happy customer. I've never used TireRack.com before, but I had a really good experience with them. They had a couple different other options. I could have gotten the Cup 2s, which are like the higher performance, kind of more aggressive tire. The stippling and kind of the grooves in the tire are a lot shallower, and the compound is softer, meaning you're going to get that maximum grip possible, but you're going to wear through them faster. This is what came on the car, and I'll get into that in a second. And then they had actually some all seasons that I could have gotten for quite a bit less. It was like $200 or $300 less total for the full set. But I decided I really like doing the mix of fun, long drives with friends, as well as doing track events. And since I have a few track events coming up, I thought I need the performance tires. So I went with the Michelin Pilot Super Sports. So the tires that are on the car right now, they're the same tire, but they're original to the car. So I bought the car brand new in 2017. And so I've gotten a pretty good life out of the tires. It's been 4 years, 15,000 miles, and I've done a mix of long scenic drives up in the mountains, over to the coast, as well as I've done a bunch of track events. So I've really, I feel, gotten a pretty good amount of use out of the tires. The tread's not totally gone, but it's definitely at the point where it'll pass inspection, but I can't really go for any other events. I can't do any real long drives because I'm going to be starting to get kind of low on tread. So it was time to replace the tires. So my thought was, I'm going to drive to McMulkin. I've got 4 tires. I can put the 2 big ones in the back because I've got quite a bit of storage. And then I can put the 2 smaller front tires, maybe one sideways on the seat, one sitting on top of it. Not going to happen. Doesn't fit. So actually what I have to do is my wife's going to drive in her SUV, bring the tires there. I'm going to follow her in the car. Then she'll drop off the tires, and I'm going to wait for the service to get done. But that's going to free me up for some autocross that I want to do soon, as well as I've got a couple real big drives planned with friends. And I should have some interesting stuff coming soon with it. So as soon as these tires are on the car, we're going to get back out on the road and really get to enjoy the car a bit more before the end of the season. So I've got my appointment scheduled. It's about a week from now. And once that's done, we're going to be right back out in the car and we're going to be having some fun with it. So until next time, Fred out. I gotta get out of here.